I don't care how you was feeling before. Nope. But right now, it's time to feel good. Yeah. Let's go. I'm good. I'm good. It don't matter how my day starts off, cause I'm good. I'm good. Don't bring your negativity.
Hi everyone, I'm Korren Briley here with Terry Fletcher, and we want to welcome you to the BunLife Podcast, coming to you from Southern California. Hey Terry, so I tried a brand new restaurant recently. I'm super proud of myself because it's brand new food and new restaurant.
And did you go by yourself or were you with family? What were you doing?
Although it'd be pretty cool to just solo it at a restaurant. I went with a friend, my friend Julie, and she convinced me to try this real fancy restaurant at South Coast Plaza, and the wait is 2 hours, but it was totally worth it.
Oh my gosh, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
No, it was dumplings and Asian inspired things. It's funny though, but it reminds me of this little cartoon short in The Incredibles where there's this mom and her son turns into a dumpling. It's ridiculous, but they were so good. I tried all sorts of new things, and I was really proud of myself. But I was actually really excited because I could go hang out with a friend without any kids.
Oh,
I left straight from work.
Food thing?
Yeah, it was great, and it was, as much as it sucked having such a long wait, I was able to chit chat and not have to worry about entertaining kids, and then they kind of bring everything to you in not courses, but in segments. So they would bring out one bamboo tray capsule thing, and then 20 minutes later is another. So there's a long time. You have to really dedicate time to that type of restaurant. But it was great because I got to actually talk to somebody and then receive the information and then talk again without being interrupted.
Actually process it without having to go, no, okay, I got to wipe a nose or I've got to have a kid on my lap or something like that.
It's total kid Tourettes.
That's awesome.
So not only did I not have to deal with the kid Tourettes, but I was able to... So not only did I not have to deal with that kid Tourette situation, but I was able to enjoy a nice, beautiful glass. In fact, I think it was called Mount Beautiful, the drink. It was a glass of wine. And I was able to really enjoy it. Unlike, for example, my sister was in town last week, as you know. My baby sister and her boyfriend, which was awesomely strange, but great. And we all went out to dinner at one of our favorite restaurants on the beach nearby. And we took the kids. And it was an absolute hot mess express situation. I mean, from start to finish. And it seems like the more rowdy your kids are that day, the slower the service.
It always works that way. Whenever your kids are acting up, it's like the food's never going to get here.
Right.
And, yeah.
I mean, from the wait to get in to the wait to sit down just to get drinks. And then can I get a bread basket or something?
Something, exactly.
A lifeline. And then finally the food comes. And so we went to this place called Bubba Gump Shrimp over by the Pike in Long Beach. And they do these boat meals for the kids. They come in a little
cute
boat. It's really cool.
Cute. I like that.
Yeah, and then they have a little cup of blue Jello. I mean, then there's Carson just shoving the Jello. She brings her face to the Jello. Not there's no spoon situation. What are utensils when you have a 6-year-old?
Did she think she was being funny, or that was she just okay, well, since nobody brought me a spoon, this is what I'm going to do?
No, in all fairness, there was definitely a spoon.
Oh, okay.
She thought we weren't paying attention.
I'm
I'm just going to shove my nose into this container of Jello. And then, of course, her very influential baby brother saw this, and now we've got Jello face.
Yeah.
And then the climbing over and the stepping all over mommy situation, and then I ordered crab legs.
But you have to eat those with your hands.
Do you know how hard it is?
Did you rethink that before you did that? You're like, oh, crab sounds good. And then you looked around. You're like, wait, waiter, come back to me.
Save me. Well, that was the thing. So I ordered it when we first got in, but it was so long to get to us at the time. And we love going there. No disrespect to Bubba Gump because we go there often. But it was so hard to eat it, and I just had to wait.
Now, did you have any extra hands? Was your husband or your sister or anybody just going, hey, let me have one of the kids so you can eat? Or are they like, Mom, you're doing a great job juggling over there?
There's definitely a little bit of that. I mean, my sister and her boyfriend can only do so much. They were across the table. We were in a booth.
Oh.
Nothing more claustrophobic than a booth with two kids.
Yeah.
And then my husband, he was helpful, but he can only do so much. But I mean, the kids,
Mom.
like Dylan wants to go to me right now. So he was doing a very good job of finishing his meal.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yes, and his beverage. I ordered a beverage, and by beverage, I mean an alcoholic beverage.
Oh.
And it just sat there.
And then watered down. And
it did. It totally, and it was so
sweated all
good.
over the table, and it looked good from afar.
And I just kept getting the tap from Daryl. Babe, your drink. You gotta drink that. I'm like, no kidding.
I'd like to.
Kidding.
I'm looking at it. I can see it. I just can't get to it.
So yeah, and then I got my kids going, Mommy, crab is not very cheap. Mommy, can I have some?
Oh,
Mommy.
no.
So now I'm feeding my expensive crab legs to the kids. Thankful that they even eat it, but so that's how my dinner. That's how all of my restaurants situations always take place. I'd rather just order Postmates and sit my ass in the friggin' living room
Grubhub.
Great.
And
and watch my Fixer Upper HGTV and
put your bun up. You got your BunLife thing going on.
Totally.
Well, we don't have quite the same, obviously,
chaos.
Yeah, but we do have some funny stuff when it comes to restaurants. So, those of you who are on the podcast know that I have an adult daughter that is, I adore her, but then when we get into adult situations when it comes to inviting to dinner. So Tom and I try to go out to dinner with each at least once a week. He's back to school, so school has started in a lot of districts. As a teacher, yes, is in a lot of districts, and he works in Riverside, which is about an hour from where we live. But it's funny because she'll be like, well, what are you guys doing for dinner? And I was like, oh, you don't work tonight? Okay. Because she's working a couple jobs. She's a substitute teacher. Plus she's working at a local gym. And so usually she works until 8:30. Well, we try to go to dinner hour, usually try it by 6:30, 7. But then when she's home, she's like, can I go? And we're like, okay. So it's not a date night, which obviously people don't need that every time. So she's crashing the party. But I do like it when she joins us. The problem is, shout out to Summer. She's like, sweet, I get to go and I'm not paying. And so that's usually it. And so then she looks at the menu, and my daughter loves to try new things, which I like that too, but she doesn't always like the new things she tries. So she tries usually the most expensive thing on the menu. And then she's like, oh, and she's over 21. I think I'll get a glass of this wine. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Have you seen my wine racks at home? And when I ask, I want to open up a bottle of wine at home. And she's like, yeah, I don't really feel like wine. My husband doesn't drink wine. So I usually don't open it. I'll end up getting fine. I'll just go have water or my tea because I don't want to drink alone. So I have a ton of backup wine at home. Anybody want to come drink with me?
Is that a stigma? Are you not supposed to drink alone?
So,
I do it a lot.
Yeah. So anybody on the call, please, email me at thebunlifeofficial.gmail, and say, Terry, when are you available for us a wine party? But so she orders the most expensive glass of wine. I'm like, Summer, you don't need the $15 glass of wine, So yeah, so that's always super fun with the adult kids.
And they don't pour wine like I pour wine at home.
Well, yeah. And then she's also now into inviting her friends. Well, can Nick or can, this person come? And she has a lot of guy friends. Well, guy friends eat big. And as much as I love her friends, they're all like, oh, let's get this appetizer. Let's get this entree. So what should have been a $45, $50 dinner for my husband and I, we get out of there and I'm looking at the check going, $80? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, that was a nice night out. And then they can't go with us. They want to meet us there. And so basically it's like a pit stop to have a meal and on us. And yeah, great, thanks. I'll see you later. And we're, so.
It's funny because growing up, it was mostly just me for the longest because I have such an age difference between me and my sisters. But I noticed that, when my parents go out to dinner with my sisters, they often bring their friends too. And I never really thought about that dynamic until...
Yeah, and they don't. Then kids don't even think, especially when they're with their parents, to take out their wallet. They wouldn't even think about it because they've always been the kid, no matter if they're, 6, 10, 5, 15 or 20. So I think that's something that, I don't know, parents, what are you doing with that? Are you, let us know. Are you basically saying, yeah, you can come to dinner, but you got money? Or are you basically saying, yeah, we'd love to have you? Or are you like, no, we're going out by ourselves. So it's definitely a kind of an interesting dilemma. But I think one of the things now with everybody back to school, and everybody has, work and different hours, and now we've got after school activities, and I know your husband works different schedule than you do, and has overtime, and my husband leaves at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he doesn't have swim season right now. As a teacher, he always goes to the gym after work, and so he's usually home somewhere around between 3:30 and 4 during the fall schedule. But then when January starts, he's not home until like 6:37. Plus, because he's a swim coach for a local college. But then Summer is like, "What are you making?" Or then she's like, "Oh, I'm making all this stuff for my meal prep," and then it's very confusing because you're feeding people at all different hours, and what do you make? So
yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing?
And for me, so there's also that one little component too of the judgment of what you feed your kid for dinner and how you feed them. I know that there are parents out there that are in a position who can do a very nice home cooked meal every night. I would love to do that. And I try to do that, and mostly in the winter time, the winter and fall and into spring months, because it's cooler, and the house, it's okay to get the house a little bit warmer and cook lasagnas and things like that, more comfort foods, which is actually my favorite thing to cook.
Me too. I love a good meatloaf and mashed potatoes and corn, and the kids love it too.
It's great. But, and when you think about the timing issue of, okay, I get off of work around 4:30, 5 o'clock, then I have to commute, and then I have to pick up one person from one location, another person from another, and then I get home, and now it's 6 o'clock, and now I have to get dinner ready, and then people have to shower and bathe, get their jammies, do their homework, which is actually mommy involved too. I try to make a meal in 20 minutes or less if possible. And sometimes that requires some frozen foods. The kids love I don't know what the brand is called. Those raviolis that are stuffed with 3 different cheeses are in the, and you just gotta boil it, and then you toss it with a sauce, and you're good to go. And it's simple enough that the baby likes it, but and the little one, but then you can eat it too, because you don't want to make 14 different meals like you were saying. It appeals to everybody. And then it's also something that you can take for lunch the next day, and you find these avenues of double and triple dipping as much as possible. I don't know if you do that.
Well, we when Summer was little, her favorite meal, okay, don't everybody cringe, she loves eggs. She's loved eggs since birth. So she loved cheese omelet and green beans. And
together?
Actually, the green beans were on the side. And here's the funny thing. She wanted the green beans out of the can. Okay. So Del Monte, or Green Giant, and cold. She didn't want them heated.
Interesting.
And she was a kid that I could put green beans in a Ziploc bag instead of cookies. And she would be like, I just want my green beans. She's odd. Yeah. Okay.
No, I think that's so cool.
But she would love, to this day, she loves green beans, but she wanted her cheese omelet and green beans. Well, personally, that's not really something I want to sit down to for dinner. And so, but it was healthy enough where I was like, and it was so quick to make. But one of the things that we didn't do it often, but one of the things I know that when it was a really quick, easy dinner, and you'll find this on our blog, is that breakfast for dinner. And that's why I brought up the cheese omelet.
Yeah, I love a good breakfast for dinner. The French toast, that is such a huge hit. And you get out of them saying, can I have dessert? It's amazing because they don't even think about it. Because let's face it, French toast can be dessert. But put enough berries and powdered sugar and the syrup.
And the butter and the whole bit. But you have, it fills them up. You can also add the fresh fruit with it, and Mom's a hero. And they always tell their friends, guess what we had? So that was a good thing.
It kind of speaks to our previous episode where we were discussing switching things up a little bit and creating that routine so they know what to expect, but the spontaneity makes them feel like they're doing something special.
Right.
But you're still in those guidelines with them. You're still feeding them dinner. You're still feeding them dinner at the same time. Right. They're still getting something nutrition. So I'm going off a very little sleep here.
I was gonna say, Corinne's had a tough couple of days. She's had a couple of sick kids, and she's had what have you had? Maybe 5 hours sleep in 2 days, or am I being generous?
Possibly. What day is it, by the way?
I know. I just flew in from being in an out of town work trip, so I just flew in and she picked me up from the airport, and I got diverted. We'll just tell you that since we're just talking right now. So what she was supposed to pick me up at ended up being Los Angeles Airport. We were supposed to be a 20-minute into the office, turned out to be 2 hours from LAX because it's Sunday.
But this is how committed we are.
But we were like, we have to record today.
Yes. So the word I was aiming for in my quite sleep deprived mind would be nutritious.
I knew you were going for.
So yeah, you it's just like when you give them options, you give them 2 of the same good outcomes, but you give them the idea that they're making their own decisions. So you're keeping them in that lane, but doing something different.
Well, and I think the one thing we mentioned our blog as far as that, we put a blog up once a week or twice a week?
If we're feeling really excited, might be more than once, but it's at least once a week.
Nice. Well, I know that we've had stuff up there about date night, and we've also, if you look at our giving back page, we've got some stuff there. But our most recent blog would be our dinner time and our 30-minute meals, 15 to 30 minute actually. Mm-hmm. So some of the things you can do in 15 minutes, which I love that. And I know everybody says, oh, well, spaghetti's easy. Get a jar of sauce and cook your noodles. But what we have up there too is one thing I like to do is take that hour on Sunday and just, make a big pot of a noodle you like, and a pottle. Did I say that? A big pot of a noodle you like.
Who is more tired?
Okay, yeah, I just did, and I didn't even come from the East Coast. Big pot of a noodle you like, and then again with the sauce, with the cheese, but bake it, and it lasts you for the week. So, or at least a couple of days. But one thing with my husband is he likes to take his lunch. So he's like, oh, good. Now I've got leftovers. Leftovers are big for him. I'm not big on it, but he likes the leftovers.
And that's the thing. That's what I was saying too with the double and triple dipping on your meals.
Yeah.
It gets really exhausting making breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day, and for more than one person. I love a good PB&J, but you can't do that every single day. Although my son yesterday he ate three Uncrustables. Okay, wow. Those are great, except
did he eat them frozen? I could just see Dylan doing that. I could see him going, this is great, Mom. You're not defrosted.
He refused to let me defrost them, and he's teething. So I chalked that one up to I'm doing this for his teething.
You're doing this for him?
More here, eat something.
That's funny.
But 3 of them. You guys, he's 18 months. He ate 3 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
A big boy, though.
I fear when he turns like 14.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a mess.
We used to use Crustables when Summer played soccer, and or at softball. They're great because you can throw them in a cooler or throw them in a lunchbox,
so
and by lunch they're defrosted.
Low key, I take them to work all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of take them on a plane when I'm traveling. They're great.
Good. They're so fluffy.
I don't like the grape though. I like
the strawberry, but I will eat the grape.
I will, yeah.
On occasion, I've been known to eat pretty much anything. I'm known to eat the same meals my kids bring to school for lunch at work, because that's how
just easy
little work I want to do. But yeah, anytime we find a good recipe that is quick, easy, tasty, and something even that the kids can join in on. I know when it comes to baking or cooking, they just like to stir the pot. Like literally, not start problems, but like stir the pot.
They like to help.
Of noodle. Pick out the type of noodles. I mean, really and truthfully, who cares? I've been known to combine 2 different types of noodles to make it work.
Sometimes you look in your cupboard going, oh,
I only have half of this.
I thought I had spaghetti, or I thought I had ziti. Where is it? Where did it go? Speaking of that, how do you balance when it's 6:00 at night at your house? Has got to be just insane, because I know that we've been chatting lately, and Dylan's clingy, so I'm sure he wants to be on your hip. You've got Carson that is doing her own thing at 6 and starting first grade, between homework and dinner and trying to get everything done. What if she says, Mommy, can I help? What do you be like? No. Or do you just say, well, I mean, how do you not shut down, but shut down without, shutting down? I mean, how do you do that?
Yeah, no, it's a fine line. I guess what I have done in the past is there's some times where you kind of just say, hey, you know what? Today I need you And the job that I'm giving you today, your task is actually not needed in the kitchen, but needed here, because this is really important. And here's the why, because they always want to know why now. They're at an age where, but why, mommy? And often I'm like, because I said so.
Don't you hate that? I told myself I'd never say that when my mom used to say that. Now it's like, oh, I love that phrase.
Because I said because.
Don't ask me. Just do it. Just say okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's, can you set the table?
Oh, nice.
Can you pick out your favorite utensil and plate, because they have characters on them for you and Dylan, and then they're helping and they're getting to use their big kid persona, like, hey, I'm picking my own stuff out. Yeah, but they're not in my way. They're not under my feet.
That's cool.
Sometimes on the weekend, like you were mentioning the Sunday cooking, that's more when I have the time.
Right.
And so I say, all right, come on up, get the step stool, or put Dylan on the counter. Let's pick out the noodles. Let's, I don't know, pick out the sauce or whatever it is. And I think that really gives them that empowerment and the feeling of accomplishment. Like, I did this too. I made dinner with mommy.
Now, do you have to find your pots, or are they in Dylan's room?
Oh, God. We finally locked them up. And
her son likes to walk around with the pots and pans if you're just tuning in.
Yes. So he's been nicknamed Skilly Dilly because he's obsessed with skillets. In fact, we had a special delivery just for skillets because Mr. Skilly Dilly has been known to just carry them around, and they're in every picture. They're on stroller rides to the park. He takes them everywhere.
Be a chef.
I really hope so, because then I wouldn't have to cook anymore. Then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, see, he could take care of you in his old age. That's what he's going to do. Good. You're going to cook for your mama in his old age.
Yes.
Take
care of me, my sweet boy.
So when we kind of wind down, or we're kind of looking at everything that we're doing now that we're back to the fall schedule and everything. So talking about small victories and just, things that have happened that we can take a breath and say with some of the craziness going on. So my small victory, which has been kind of fun. Korren puts things out sometimes, and I don't think she thinks maybe I'm paying attention, but I'm always paying attention to things she's saying. She's like, oh, no.
Nervous.
Yeah. So I like to get her little things. So she mentioned the HGTV. When we love Magnolia, we love Chip and Joanna. We're so bummed about the Fixer Upper being off the air, but they still have reruns, and so reruns, and so we're sorry guys, we're on no sleep here, but and actually I'm coming off from a lot of wine drank this weekend, so I have a little more excuse from you.
Stop rubbing it in. Stop rubbing it in.
But so my small victory is, I asked you this the other day. So my daughter loves guacamole. Just loves it.
Oh,
okay,
yes,
since we're talking about food. And so I text Korren. I'm like, hey, do you like guacamole? She goes, love it. Why? And I'm like, just asking. And she's like,
totally forgot about this.
Yeah. Okay. So I found a company, and it was, if you're on Instagram now, it's really bad because they have these pop-up ads, and it drives me crazy because I'm like, oh, I like that. And I'm not like that. I don't get sucked in. I get sucked in now.
Every time.
So you and Summer are getting a Holy Guacamole shirt. That has an avocado on the front. Summer goes, they got here. So I got her one, and I got you one, and they have my size. So I got me one. So we all have these Holy Guacamole shirts. So I just thought that was funny. That was a small victory to me because they got them in everybody's size. And so I wish they had them in Carson's size, but they didn't have kid sizes. But
Terry, you know what this means, right?
I know.
Do you know what this
Group
means?
Picture?
Group picture.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You guys will be
As we're
receiving
eating guacamole. So we'll have to have one made specially for Carson, because she would feel really left out.
She would, because apparently that's like your best friend, and
she is.
She doesn't like me anymore.
And I love this little girl, so I miss her.
Yeah,
and so
that is awesome.
What was your small victory for this week?
So my small victory, because I need to remember these things right now, because it's been it's been quite a week. My small victory is actually something that I'm looking forward to. And it's something that it's an activity that Carson and I are going to be able to do together, just the two of us. But it's also something that I'll be able to instill or pass on to Carson, and that's doing the chalk walk this weekend. Or this coming up weekend on the 26th. And I am so excited to do it and be a part of it. Chalk is very special to us, and we really value the things that they do for the community and their patients. And so I wanted to be a part of that this coming up weekend, and I wanted to allow Carson the opportunity to see the goodness that you can do in something as simple as donating your time. She doesn't understand the money component to it, because it's 100% of the proceeds go to the foundation.
Right. And Chalk is the Children's Hospital of Orange County.
Yes, I apologize. A little bit California-centric.
Yeah,
I apologize.
know, I did the same
yes,
thing.
Chalk Walk it's a children's hospital that's local to us. We are very familiar with the work that they do in the medical community, and we very much appreciate that. And I know during the cold and flu season, I know that they get inundated with a lot of new patients or returning patients. And this is a great time. It's at Disneyland. And so it's going to be filled with kids, filled with families. And so my small victory is being in a position to give that opportunity to give back, which if you want information, it'll be on our website as well, at thebunlife.com. But also to be able to show Carson and teach Carson through our actions.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's definitely, I actually, to be honest, I feel like that's a big victory.
That is a big
one.
victory, not just a small victory. And I think that that's a good way to wrap up our session today. So everyone, go out and make it a great day. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to the BunLife Podcast. For more information on all things BunLife, go to thebunlife.com. Don't forget to subscribe, whether it be on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or your favorite podcast provider, so you don't miss an episode. Until next time.
I'm good. I'm good. Yep. Hands up. Yep. Hands up. Clap. 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 Say it with me. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. That's right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Woo, woo. Curtis King on the beat. And you know the name. Yeah.